Hi there, my name is Setonji Dega, and I will discuss my dissertation titled Influencing Successful Cloud Technology Adoption, the Role of Leadership Styles in Change Management for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises. This is a systematic review with Dr. SOARS mentorship. Here's the table of content. Before we dive into the management problem, I would like to offer to you the definition of cloud computing. Cloud computing is the delivery of computing services over the internet. Now, there is a more robust and technical definition of cloud computing from the National Institute of Standards and Technology. But I think the current definition is easier to digest. So why are we talking about cloud computing? Well, you probably observe a shift towards Industry 4.0 and digitalization trends, and also global phenomena such as the COVID-19 and how they increased the rate of cloud technology adoption over the past few years. In fact, in 2022, small and medium-sized enterprises allocated 47% of their technology budget to cloud services, reflecting a 67% increase from the previous year. And it was projected that they will exceed 50% of the budget in 2023. Now, you may be wondering, why are we talking about small and medium-sized enterprises specifically? Well, I'll offer to you three stats. First, SMEs represent about 90% of businesses globally, and they account for more than 50% of employment worldwide. And for emerging economies, SMEs will contribute up to 40% of the national GDP. So as you can imagine, the stake is very high. And if you were a CIO or a CTO, you want to ensure you have a positive return on investment if you are allocating over half of your budget in a specific area, like the cloud computing adoption. So I capture here the problem statement, but if you were to take anything away from it, it is all about small and medium-sized enterprises need to ensure a positive return on investment, as there is a catastrophic risk of failure without proper alignment with the business needs and the cloud technology adoption. Now, I've developed a research question using the SIMO model. How do leadership styles influence the change management process for successful cloud technology adoption in small and medium-sized enterprises? Now, let's dive into the literature landscape. First, there is extensive literature on change management induced by new technology adoption in general, with an emphasis on the role of transformational leadership style and other contemporary and classic leadership style in navigating operational disruption. And other studies focus on strategic decision making challenges and success factors of cloud adoption. There's also literature on leadership style and new technology adoption, but where I identified a literature gap is the missing literature on leadership styles and how that affect success of cloud technology adoption in small and medium-sized enterprises. And this is the justification for the current research. Well, I decided to use two theories to examine the cloud technology adoption phenomenon. And the first theory is the transformational leadership theory, which is a widely studied and discussed concept in leadership. This theory has four constructs that collectively describe the behaviors and characteristics of transformational leaders and how they influence followers, attitudes, behaviors, and performance within an organization. The second theory is the technology acceptance model term, and this is one of the most influential theories for understanding users' acceptance and adoption of information technology. This theory has two constructs: the perceived usefulness and the perceived ease of use. And these two constructs affect and influence the user's attitude toward using the technology and ultimately affecting the user's intention to use and adopt the cloud computing adoption. Here you can see the different steps I took during the method session. First, I used feedback from subject matter experts, and that consisted of the industry experts in their respective fields. But I would like to draw your attention to the critical appraisal step and share that I used those DAPUPATs to measure the quality of the selected articles. And this was done using the point-based system. I use a Prisma, which is a set of guidelines designed to help researchers improve the reporting of systematic reviews and meta-analysis. And this diagram shows how I started with over 17,000 articles, and with the inclusion and exclusion criteria narrowed it down to 60 studies. And after the critical appraisal process, I included 40 articles in the current research. As I said earlier, after the critical appraisal, the 40 studies included in this research have a score of 18 or above out of 21 possible. And the current table illustrates the characteristics of the studies. And as you can see, these studies were conducted in different countries with different population and diverse sectors. At the present time, I have performed first and second cycle coding. I use the construct of transformational leadership theory and term and the research question to develop 152 a priori codes and added 23 in vivo codes using Atlas TI. And I'm in the process of determining the themes from the different codes. And for the next step, I will be identifying the findings, implications, and study limitation. This research is still ongoing, but there are a couple of preliminary findings worthy of sharing. First, there's evidence that managers play a crucial role in the cloud technology adoption. And second, there is an exhaustive list of factors that are determinant of cloud computing adoption. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for your attention.